So casting on is something that I've always found to be very easy, but a little bit hard to explain. So I'm going to do my best to explain it in terms that anyone could follow, even those who are visually impaired. But there are many great tutorials out there, and this is all about finding the tutorial that's best for you. So first we need to make a slip knot. So there are many ways to make a slip knot. The easiest way I found is so we have two ends of the yarn, as you can see. We have the tail of the yarn that ends, and we have the working yarn that is attached to the ball or the skein of yarn that we're working with. So if you take the tail of the yarn and you wrap that clockwise around your finger twice, you should have something that looks like this, like a coiled snake around your finger. Sorry for that visual, it's just what it looks like. Then if you pick up the first yarn closest to the end of your finger and you pull it over the second yarn that's away from your finger, if you do that and you do that motion one more time, and then you grab the remaining, grab the front hook, sorry, not front hook, front loop, you will have a slip knot. And how you know if it's a proper slip knot, if you take the tail and you start to pull, the hole should start to close. So next we're going to put this on our right needle, and we're going to gently pull it closed on our right needle. Now, it doesn't need to be super tight. In fact, let's make sure that we are not doing things super tight for our first go around. This takes some practice because we want to, it's just beginner's nature, but it will benefit you if things are a little bit looser as we go around. So you can see I'm ready to cast on. I have my tail of my yarn here hanging down, and I'm holding my working yarn in my left hand. I am holding the yarn with my pinky, and I'm going to counterclockwise. Sorry everyone, I mean clockwise. Pinky, like so. So I'm making a loop around my fingers that goes back through my pinky. And I don't hold the one end, the working end down too tightly, because I find that I need to keep moving. So, but you'll see why as we work. So I'm gonna go take the tip of my needle, and I'm gonna go underneath the left yarn of the two, because there's the loop and there's a side on the left and a side on the right. We're going to go through the side on the left, and I'm going to just drop the rest of the yarn to create a loop on my needle. I'm going to wrap again. So hold with my pinky, pull around. I'm going to go underneath the left side and wrap. Now don't pull this very super taut. Keep it nice and loose. I like to have, the thicker the yarn, the bigger the stitches are going to be. So for a size 6 yarn, I like my spaces to be about 1/2 centimeter to 1 centimeter. Anything smaller yarn wise, and you'll see I kind of changed up my hand position, but I'm really doing the same thing. I'm just grabbing from the left side, making a loop and grabbing from the left side, and we're going to do this until we have 10 stitches on our needle. And you're going to want to keep on kind of moving things down. Feel free to pause at any point and take your time with this, because this is the foundation of what we'll be knitting. And you'll probably be doing more than 10 stitches once you do that, but I would suggest doing a sample swatch of any yarn that you have, just to get your gauge correct. And we'll talk about gauge at a later date. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 stitches on right now. So I'm going to move it down just a little bit, because I don't want to be working on the tip of the needle. I want to be working on the body of the needle right here, right where it starts to level out in size. And that is how you cast on. You can see that these over the wire, or over the cable of the circular needle, have kind of collapsed a little bit, but once they come back around, they will be just fine, so that's no problem at all. So we have 10 stitches on our hook, and that is how you cast on.